Topic 2, Class 4, where we look at square and cube roots and other fractional powers. Now, we've looked at having things like 5 squared or a squared, where the power is a whole number. We've looked at having the power as being 0, and that's equal to 1. We've looked at having where the power is 1, and that means the answer is 5. We've looked at where the power is negative, and that simply means 1 over the positive power. But what we've got here is we need more. We can also have powers that are fractions. If f squared is 25 and if 5 squared is 25 and negative 5 squared is 25, then the square root of 5 we can write as plus 5 or minus 5, and we can write it like that. Another thing we could say is that if 2 cubed is 8, then the cubed root of 8 is 2. Right? So we're reading this as the cube or the cubed root of 8. What number multiplied by itself equals 8? The answer is 2. We could write that out in full to prove it to ourselves, because we know that's what the cube root means. Okay, and cube root of 46, we could look that up on the calculator, and it would be some number as 3.583 ... some numbers. So what cubed is 46? The answer cubed, 40 equals 46, would be 3.583047871 cubed equals 46. Okay, if 8 to the power of 5 equals 32768, then the fifth root of 32768 must be 5. You can do this on your calculator. 5 shift 32768, and it will equal 8. Now, just working more on the cubed root, on your calculator, find 8 to the power of 1 over 3, and the answer should be 2. Now, we also know from the previous slide that the cube root of 8 was 2. So what we've got here is that the cubed root of 8 equals 2, which equals 8 to the power of a third. So it is. And we can prove that by using this proof at the bottom, because then would be 8 to the power of a third times 3. That would be 8 to the power of 1, which is 8. So what we've got now is the meaning of a power that's not a whole number or a negative number or 0. So we've got x to the power of 1 over n is the nth root of x. So x to the power of a half. Now, we don't actually normally write the little 2 in there, so that's just the square root of, but x to the power of a third is the cubed root, x to the power of a quarter rather, is the fourth root. X to the power of negative 1 over 2 would be 1 over 81, sorry, I didn't mean to say that. 81 to the power of negative a half would be 1 over 81 to the half, which would be 1 over, now 81 to the half means the square root of 81, which is 1 over 9. 5 to the power of 2 to the power of a third is 5 to the power of 2/3, which is the cube root of 5 squared. So this is the root, and this is the power. The last question on the sheet is 5 to the power of negative 2 times a third, which is equal to 5 to the power of negative 2/3, which is 1 over 5 to the power of 2/3 if we need it like that. Sometimes we need to write numbers like this. Sometimes there's just too many zeros, it's too big, and so we write it in scientific form or standard form, where we've just got one number before the decimal place. So see there, we've just got a number, and then we fix it up by multiplying by 10 to the power of some number. So if we want to write this one, this is 9 times 10 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 0.00036 would be 3.6 times 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's just check. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 10 going the other way this time. 10 to the negative 4. Now you may have heard of engineering notation in maybe fundamentals or physics, and it's where we change our 10 to the power of something so that the something is a multiple of 3. And you might ask, why? Why? Well, the answer is that that corresponds to the SI units if we're talking engineering and physics, so science. Let's have a look at this on the next slide. Suppose we need to convert 56,088 meters to kilometers. What we would do is we would type in on our calculator 56088, then the equals button, and then engineering, and it would take an ordinary number to something with 10 to the power of 3 in it. Now this is engineering notation. And 10 to the power of 3 corresponds to kilo, so that's why it's kilometers. If we take 0.08125 grams, we want to convert them to kilograms, again we're going to use the engineering button, and it gives us an answer of 81.25 times 10 to the power of negative 3. Well, 10 to the negative 3 corresponds to milli, so we know then we're working in milligrams. So you can use your calculator to convert units.